the Yard, that fight went exactly how I thought it would go. I thought David Benavidez for the first couple rounds would try to find his range, and that's what he does. Once he finds his range, he just starts pouring it on. I mean, you just get to the point with David Benavidez, he just starts to overwhelm you now. Like I said about David Benavidez in past fight, you can catch him sometimes in between the combinations, but his combinations isn't predictable like Amir Khan because he can become a 1-2 guy. He can throw, a lead right. He could throw a hook, so he isn't just a combination puncher like Amir Khan. The same way he can hit you with blistering combinations, he could be a 1-2 guy. He can hit you with a hook. He can hit you with an uppercut. That's what makes David Benavidez so hard to, fight and so hard to figure out. And he's shown that he can take a punch. We were wondering, how he would be at light heavyweight because this is, I think, his first stoppage at light heavyweight. And I think you needed a guy like Yarde to see where you is. And Yarde is a good dude. Met him several times, and I like Tundi. Tundi is a good trainer. But yeah, so for the most part, it was a great night of boxing. You got four great fights, you know. And I just want to say to Shakur, could you please stop tweeting the stupid shit you be saying, man? Please, dude, you just leave yourself open to get cooked. I'm not even gonna, I'm not even gonna repeat what Shakur said about. I'm not. Just Shakur, just stop it. But nevertheless, the fake temporary black and brown alliance, to go against Devin Haney has, imploded. It's imploded. I'm talking about battleship boom. I'm talking about like a missile hit that ship and it's already in the Pacific Ocean, because that's basically what happened. A lot of these, a lot of these delusional bitter Canelo fans, you know, versus, Tank fans or whatever the case may be. And I just want to say, motherfuck all you coons and shit that was sitting up kikiing with those racist ass Hispanics going against the grain, going against Devin Haney. Fuck all you bitch ass niggas and the bitch that gave birth to you. Yeah, I said it. So yeah, I said it. Real talk. Somebody got to say it. Might as well be me. I wonder what Tim Bradley is saying now when he was making those videos, trolling, talking about Dev. And well, now my reply, Timmy, Timmy. I mean, it ain't, it's just fun. It ain't nothing personal. All those goofballs that was cooning it up like pretty much most of these dudes, Andre Durrell and a few other people, Blair the Flair Cobb, all these people doubted Deb. They doubted Deb. Now they got to eat crow with extra hot sauce on it. But I promise y'all, the excuses are gonna come. They're gonna come in the comments saying, "Oh, Brian Norman Jr. He was untested. Oh, he wasn't that good. He was good until the final bell rung announcing Devin Haney as the winner. He was good then. Like I said, I'm not gonna let y'all get away with that. I'm not even finna play them games with y'all. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not finna play these games. I'm not finna play these games. And it was a great card. We got a great night of boxing. Turkey does it again. The card was great. I ended up having to pay for it, so it is what it is. I needed to see this fight, so support the Devin and all that kind of good stuff. And he was Debo Deb, so Deb is belt collecting. You know, to me, Devin Haney has already proved that he's going to be a Hall of Fame fighter, undisputed champion. He didn't won belts at multiple weight classes, so Devin is already headed for the Hall of Fame. His legacy is, you know, his legacy is secure. So, not Shakur, secure. It's just great. All I was just listening to all these dudes like goofball ass Floyd Schofield and him and his son is two of the most goofiest lame ass niggas out there, and you could tell them I said it too. All these people that was going against the grain, all these boxers, all these, you know what I'm saying, all these Sambos was going against the grain on Devin. So now they looking real stupid right now. They on that T Grizzly shit. They was praying for his downfall, but didn't happen tonight. Didn't happen tonight. So that's real talk. Um, like I said, I can't wait to talk. Can't wait to talk to Bill. I'm gonna give Bill some time to rejoice and enjoy this W. But yeah, Bill will be on here pretty soon. It's real late out there. It's like, jeez, I don't know. It's like 4 o'clock in the morning out there, maybe later than that. But like I said, it was a great night of boxing. We got our money's worth. We got a great card. Shout out to Abdullah Mason. You know, Abdullah Mason fought a tough and gritty fight. That dude gave him all he can handle. And like I said, there's some things that I don't like about Abdullah Mason that kind of worries me. You know, he got by tonight, and you just worry as he steps up in competition. You know, there could be some guys out there that could give him some real problems. So now you got to look at Abdullah Mason and look at the division. That division is stacked. you know, it's stacked. Man, that was a brutal beating Anthony Yard took. Brutal beating. If I'm Anthony Yard, I might take like 6 months off. That's one of them fights he gonna need a lot of time off. He took a brutal and savage beating by the hands of David, but that's what David Benavidez does. This is why Canelo don't want no parts of David Benavidez. It's unfortunate, like I said before. I said 3 years ago that David Benavidez would whoop on Canelo. He would have beat Canelo then. Now I know for a fact he stops Canelo. Canelo, at the end of the day, he's a coward for not fighting David Benavidez. He basically cheated the Mexican fans out of a barn burner of a fight. But I just think David Benavidez would have dominated Canelo. I think he would have overwhelmed Canelo, and I think he would have got a stoppage of Canelo. But at the end of the day, Canelo is about to sign a contract to get knocked out by Bud. Bud is going to stop Canelo in the rematch. Bud already knows what he can do. Um, he knows that he can hurt Canelo, so I think you're going to see a more aggressive Bud in the fight. And I think Bud will go after Canelo, and he will stop Canelo and he's going to drop Canelo too. And he'll stop Canelo between, I say, six to between 6 and 7 rounds. But this is what boxing is about. Yard, he need to take like 6 months off. I'm serious. The heal up. That's one of those type of fights when you be on the plane, when you get home, you know, you're gonna have on shades and all that stuff. You gotta wait for this because he's gonna really be swollen up tomorrow. And he gotta get stitched up. That's one of them fights when you get home, you look at yourself and you be like, damn, how much longer do I want to keep doing this kind of stuff? And the problem is with Yard, every time he's fought like dudes with decent power, he's came up short, whether it's Arthur Better B, whether it's Sergey Kovalov and then David Benavidez. He just comes up short, and that's just the problem. And then another thing about Yard, he has too much muscle mass to me. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, the town celebrate. Man, hit Bill on his Instagram. I'm finna hit Bill up tomorrow. I could call him right now and congratulate him, but I don't know if he'll answer his phone. So, because His phone is international, but I'm gonna congratulate Bill. Gonna be doing his rounds because Bill kind of like wanted me to like see could I set something up for Deb. Maybe we'll see can we bring Deb to Ricky's, put something together. You know, maybe we'll see can we put something together for Deb and try to get him to Ricky's or get him somewhere out here, somewhere. You know, maybe Everett and Jones or something. See what's up. But yeah, I love the introduction. They said fighting out of Miami, Florida via Oakland, California. And Deb just celebrated his 27th birthday. And the funny thing is, today is Brian Norman Jr.'s birthday. That's bad. That's bad to get whooped on your birthday. That's right. 510. 510. 510. 510, baby. Devin Debo Haney. Devin Debo Haney. Hey, Tadia, they real quiet. They real quiet. All those Mexicans and Sambos that joined the temporary Black and Brown Alliance to go against Devin. They looking. Hey, like I said, that ship didn't imploded. I'm not about it. Just sank like the Titanic. Yeah, I just got through talking about that. I just got through talking about that. Yeah, yeah. Canelo, he ought to be ashamed of himself. The way he denied the Mexican fans. You know, he could have passed the torch to David Benavidez, but Canelo didn't have the guts to fight him. He asked for 200 million to fight David Benavidez. He said, give me 200 million and I'll fight him. So, like, no, but I'll mess with David Benavidez. One thing I can say about David Benavidez, he's never denied me an interview. Him and his father, they always giving me interviews when I requested it. I remember when David Benavidez beat Anthony Durrell. I hung out with David Benavidez like for about 20 minutes. And he did his thing though. So he gave me hell, he let me hang out with him. We was just chilling, him and his brother and stuff, even though security messed up my interview trying to get us up out of the lobby where we was doing the interview. But yeah, man, I ain't got nothing to say about the Benavides though, for real. Oh, Tim gonna make excuses. He gonna say something. Tim, like I said, made a fool out of himself. I mean, and I don't care if you tell him. I don't care if somebody trolling saying you heard what Tim is. I don't care. I'm not afraid of nobody. It's not like Tim gonna do shit if he see me. Like I ain't worried about him. Like for real, bro. You sitting up trolling and now just make sure you give Deb his props. Talking about he was going to sleep and all that stuff. Hey, I'm gonna be honest with you. If Brian Norman Jr. wasn't doing all that holding, Brian Norman Jr. might have been the one that would have got knocked out. Cause I mean, Devin was like piecing him up. I just wish Devin would have been. But I understand. Devin played it safe, but at the end of the day, he picked the spots. He was like, okay, let me see, can I get something done? And Brian Norman Jr. was holding on to dear life. He was like trying to, yeah, he was throwing his elbow into Devin's chin and stuff. And the referee could have took points away from Brian Norman Jr. He was clearly frustrated. He knew he wasn't winning the fight. And let me ask y'all this. What fight was the referee? Excuse me. What fight was that judge watching where he had it 114 to 113 for Devin Haney? Well, what fight was you watching? Brian Norman Jr. at best won. To me, I had Devin winning 9-3. I only was able to give Brian Norman maybe 3 rounds. I thought it was a domination. Nah, Shakur is gonna be out of reach. What's up, CB? I think Shakur is gonna be out of reach. I just don't see Shakur going up to 147. Um, I kind of when Bill get back home, me and Bill probably gonna ask me who I already know who Devin should fight next. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, Ryan Garcia gonna find a way to get out of that rematch. He gonna find a way. I don't even think he gonna beat Mario Barrios. That's it. Yeah, they did. See, the thing was, this is how I know Brian Norman Jr. and them was kind of getting a little nervous. They wasn't ready for the moment because Brian Norman Sr. was talking about stuff that didn't have nothing to do with anything. Man, this dude talked about, look at all the people you brought with you. Well, you can bring whoever you want to bring with you if you foot in the bill. Like this is like y'all worried about stuff that ain't got nothing to do with anything. Like why do you care who they brought with them? Like bro, like so I just started to see. Man, that judge need to be drug tested for real. So I'm like, bro, what fight was you watching where you had it 113, what? So you basically trying to say that it was like you basically trying to say if it wasn't for the knockdown, it would have been a draw in your car. So basically, you was basically trying to come on, man. Come on, man. Stop it. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I said, had Brian Norman Jr. wouldn't have been doing so much holding, Devin probably would have got the stoppage because Brian Norman Jr. was hurt a couple of times. And then I think Devin probably broke his nose. So he was having a hard time breathing. That's why he was holding the stuff. And I think I think his chin held up. I think Devin, I think his chin held up. And that was just the bottom line. Brian Norman Jr., he can't do nothing unless he's at close range. He can't fight from distance where Devin can. It had Devin been using that jab, that stiff jab, Devin's jab was a power jab, and it was doing a lot of damage to Brian Norman. I don't think so. I don't think so. Probably what's gonna happen, you guys, probably they not gonna do any media for a minute. Brian Norman Sr., that's my whole boy, but he gonna have to come on here. He gonna have to come on here and get this work. He gonna have to come on here and get this work. He gonna have to come on here and get this work. But I'm gonna be respectful, y'all. I'm not gonna disrespect the man, but he gonna have to come on here and get some of this work. I might troll Tim Bradley. I might go on his channel and say, I thought you said Devin was going to sleep. Nah, Brian Norman Sr., he got to come over here, man. He got to face the music. Hey, let me tell y'all something. You know how I knew Devin had this fight? He came out the DMX. When he came out man, that mean he came out the DMX. And DMX was a little bit before Devin Haney's time, but at least he respect the game. At least he respect the culture. When he came out the DMX, I said it's a wrap. when I, and if he would, hey, and I'm gonna tell y'all something. If he had came out, if he would have came out that they don't know, man, he would have slept Brian Norman. 1, 2, 1, 2. Hey, and the funny thing is, when I be training, I train the DMX. Swear on everything I love. That's why DMX was one of the greatest that ever lived. Shout out to Dark Man X, man. Rest in peace. Remember, y'all, I'm telling you, when I heard Devin coming, when I heard that DMX, I say, yeah, Devin got this. But hey, I don't know what it is about DMX, but whenever I heard DMX, I always wanted to whoop somebody's ass. I'm undefeated when I listen to DMX before I whoop somebody's ass. Hey, for real, I ain't never lost a fight. I ain't never lost a fight before I played DM. I'm undefeated playing DM. Yeah, he was. He, I don't know what it is about DMX, boy. DMX, boy, when you hear him, he just puts you at DMX, just like, oh yeah, Mob Deep. Oh yeah, Mob Deep. I love Mob Deep. The infamous man, Hell on Earth. That was one of my favorite Mob Deep albums. But the hardest was, well, actually, Mob Deep never made a bad album. I just got to keep it 100. Mob Deep never made a bad album. Mob Deep, they ever did a versus battle. Good luck with that. Yeah, I'm glad you know Devin was on Demon Time with that DMX. 1 2 1 2 on it. Try to tell. I'll try to tell y'all. I don't think I ever saw a boxer lose who came out the DMX ever. So for real. But yeah, man, it was a real good night. So but anyway, you guys be back later on. Appreciate y'all. Hey, shout out to the town, man. It's our night. Shout out to Bill, man. Shout out to Bancroft, man. Shout out to Bancroft. Bill for Bancroft. You know, Bank Boys, Bandits. So shout out to the old, shout out to everybody in the old, the west, the east, the north. Shout out to every spot from Bush Ride to Dogtown to Acorn Mob, Seminary, my spot, the Murder Dubs. You know what I'm saying? Man, for real. Sabrani, go, I mean, man, Stone City, the Alphabets. Let's get it. So yeah, shout out to the tail, man. Shout out to all the turfs, man. Shout out to 72nd for real. Seven Deuce. Every man, shout out to the O man. We got that W. It's this our night. We finna celebrate. I'm out.